In July of 2022, I received a dream from the Lord to start preparing for an upcoming famine. That dream was later confirmed this year when I received the exact same dream for the second time. In this dream, I was standing in front of this warehouse slash grocery store, and on the sides there was shipping containers. And in the middle of these shipping containers, right in front of the doors, was a long line of people. In this line, I was standing to the left side, so I wasn't in this line. I was simply just watching. But this line of people, they were all holding gray cafeteria trays. I can hear in the background a diesel truck running, almost like if it's driving away from this store that I'm looking at. And when I turned to look at it, it was a military truck. I'm asking the Lord to clarify what it is that I'm seeing, and He confirms in my spirit in this dream that what I'm looking at is um, a food shortage. So basically, these people are going to this place that is giving out food daily because there's no food in any of the stores, no food to be found anywhere. And so I end up going inside when the line kind of clears, and I'm standing now on the right side of the line and I'm looking inside, and I see it's like an L shape cafeteria that's placed right in the front of this empty grocery store. And you can look in the back of this grocery store and see the aisles with the empty shelves. But there's about 10 workers to the left side, and then around 10 in front of me, 10 to 15 workers in front of me. They were wearing green hairnets that were made of cloth, and then they were wearing what looked like green scrubs, greenish grayish scrubs. And they were taking turns turning around, grabbing food from behind them and placing it into these trays. And I look at these trays, and these trays, they have food that's not very nutritious. All I see is like filler food, like potatoes. I see like mashed potatoes. I see hash browns. I see what looks like, in my mind, I think, oh, this looks like Thanksgiving food, like Thanksgiving, like turkey stuffing. That's kind of what I'm seeing in this dream. And I'm seeing in one tray there's like a cherry filling, like a pie filling, just pure cherry filling in one tray. And then this one gentleman all the way to the left, he's holding a ladle with what looks like broth. So, and I'm seeing these people kind of enter the building and start from the left side and work their way around. And so I'm watching these people get food, they're scooping food into each person's tray, and I'm holding my tray, and I go into the line and I'm just looking at the trays, trying to see like, oh, maybe I can pick what it is that I'm going to get. And I ask, and they say that you're not allowed to pick. And they just dump the food onto your tray and they tell you to move along. As I'm looking around, I notice that there's no children and that there's not a lot of women in this line. It's mainly just grown men. And so I asked the Lord, I'm like, Lord, what is it that I'm seeing here? Why is there only men in this line? Why is there barely any women? And He tells me that it's because there's only going to be one person from each household allowed to go in this line and grab food for their family per day. I end up making my way to the end of the line, and I look up and there's this big cylinder fan that's like blowing air to the entrance of where the line was. I thought it was maybe that the AC or the heater in the building wasn't working, so they were using that as a replacement. As I look up, I notice there's a bucket hanging from the ceiling, kind of like the ones you see in the water parks that hold water and just dunk water. It looked just like that, and there was people standing in a circle on the bottom of this. And they had their trays in one hand and they were waiting for something to fall from it. And so I'm thinking, oh, what is going to fall from this? So I kind of stand close to the line and I look, and this bucket tips over and there's like a couple candies and like paper that falls on the ground. I don't know what that is. So I just kind of pick it up and place it in my pocket. I turn and I go to leave, and I notice the line just keeps getting longer. People are just gathering, and there's like families outside by the entrance. So they didn't come inside. It was just those one members per household that were allowed to come inside with the tray. They would hand them a tray and they would walk in. When the Lord gave me this dream, I wanted to ignore it out of fear. If I'm being quite honest, I did not want to do anything about that, because deep down, I'm like, what am I supposed to do about that? If the time is near and the time is to come that something like this is going to happen, then, what is the point in me even doing anything about it? But He told me to start preparing and to just go by faith. And we know that we believe in the God and the impossible. We know that all it takes is a little bit of faith and He can do great things with it. And so that is why I started this page, to encourage all believers to start prepping for these events that are going to come.